You're sitting in a chair that costs more than your childhood apartment. The city stretches out 40 floors below. Manhattan, glittering and indifferent. There's blood on the cuff of your $4,000 shirt. Not yours. It never is anymore. Somewhere between the kid delivering envelopes in Brooklyn and the man signing death warrants over espresso, you became someone else. This is how it happened. Level 1. Ragazzo. You're 14 years old and you're running. Not from anyone. For someone. A brown paper bag tucked under your arm. $60 cash inside, destined for a man named Sal who runs the barbershop on Mulberry Street. You don't know what the money's for. You don't ask. That's the first rule they teach you without ever saying it out loud. The streets of Bensonhurst smell like fried garlic and diesel. You duck past the fish market where ice melts over dead eyes and scales, and cut through a courtyard where 3 old men play cards on a folding table. One of them is your uncle. He doesn't look up. You deliver the bag. Sal counts the money, nods, and hands you a $5 bill. You make 12 of these runs a week. $60. More than any kid on your block. Your mother thinks you work at the deli. She probably knows. She just doesn't say it. Same way the neighborhood doesn't say anything when police cars slow down on Saturday nights and leave with envelopes under their wipers. You're not in the family. You're not even close. You're furniture that moves. But you learn. You learn that Carmine's Cafe never closes before 2 a.m. because that's where the capos meet. You learn that when a black Lincoln parks on 18th Avenue, you cross the street. You learn that silence is a skill, and you're getting very good at it. Level 2. Picchiato. You're 19. You've graduated from errands to enforcement. Not the heavy kind. You're not putting anyone in the hospital. Not yet. Your job is standing. Standing outside restaurants while men eat. Standing beside double-parked Cadillacs while men talk. Standing at warehouse doors at 3 a.m. while trucks back in carrying merchandise that fell off other trucks. You carry a .38 snub nose in your waistband. You've never fired it outside a junkyard in Staten Island where Tommy Two Sleeves taught you how to shoot cans off a fence. The gun weighs almost nothing, but it changes how you walk. Your soldado is a man named Enzo. He's 43, smells like cigar smoke and brute cologne, and has never once raised his voice in the 2 years you've known him. He doesn't need to. When Enzo walks into a room, conversations stop like someone pulled the plug on a jukebox. He gives you $400 a week to be available. Available means your phone is on at all times. Available means you cancel your girlfriend's birthday dinner because Enzo needs a driver at 11 on a Tuesday. She cries. You tell her it's work. It is. One night, Enzo asks you to collect $14,000 from a man who owns a laundromat in Bay Ridge. The man is 3 months late. You go alone. The man's hands shake when he opens the register. He's $6,000 short. You stand there and say nothing. He fills the gap in 48 hours. You never threatened him. You didn't have to. The name behind you did all the work. Level 3. Soldado. The ceremony happens in the basement of a restaurant in Ozone Park. Stale wine and damp concrete. 8 men in a circle. A card with a saint on fire in your palm. The flame licks your fingers and you don't flinch. Your padrino, Enzo, stands beside you. He vouched for you. If you betray the family, his life answers for yours. You repeat the words in Sicilian. You don't fully understand them, but your blood understands. The boss pricks your trigger finger with a pin. Blood drops onto the burning saint. This is your family now. You live for it. You die for it. You leave it only the way this saint leaves, in ashes. You're 26. You have a crew of 4 picchiotti who do what you did 3 years ago. You earn from a bookmaking operation in Canarsie that pulls $15,000 a week, of which you keep 40% after kicking up to your Capodicina. You also run a no-show job at a construction union, $73,000 a year for a position that doesn't exist, paid to a name on a list that happens to be yours. Your mother got a new kitchen last month. You told her you got a promotion at the contracting company. She touched the marble countertop and didn't ask questions. Love, in this world, lives in the spaces between lies. Level 4. Capodicina. You're 34. You run a crew of 11 soldati and their associates, maybe 40 men total who answer, directly or indirectly, to you. Your territory stretches from Gravesend to Sheepshead Bay, a corridor of cash that includes 3 restaurants, a sanitation contract, 2 gambling rooms, and a loan sharking network that moves $200,000 a month. You kick up 30% to the underboss. The rest is yours. You've moved out of the old neighborhood. Your house in Howard Beach has 5 bedrooms and a pool your kids use in summer. The mortgage is in your cousin's name. So is the Mercedes. So is the boat at the marina. Nothing is yours on paper. Everything is yours in practice. The FBI knows your name now. You've seen the surveillance photos. You and Enzo outside Carmine's, you at a wedding in Long Island, you getting gas on Flatbush Avenue. They're building a file. Everyone gets a file eventually. You start varying your routines. Different routes to the social club, different diners for coffee. You meet your soldati in parks, on boardwalks, in moving cars. Your wife asks why you're never home for dinner anymore. You tell her business is busy. She looks at you like she's trying to see the kid she married 10 years ago. You're not sure he's still in there either. One Tuesday, a soldado named Paulie gets pinched on a weapons charge. He's looking at 8 years. The family sends a lawyer. You visit Paulie's wife, leave an envelope with $5,000 and tell her it'll be taken care of. You watch her face, she's 29 and already looks 40. That night, you pour yourself a whiskey and sit in the dark for an hour. Level 5. Consigliere. You're 41. The boss chose you not because you're the most violent or the most connected, but because you're the most patient. The consigliere is the advisor, the one who sits beside the boss and whispers when others shout. Your office isn't an office. It's a bench in Marine Park where you meet the boss every Thursday morning. Pigeons and joggers and two of the most powerful men in New York pretending to be old friends feeding birds. The boss is 62. His name is Don Russo. He built this family from the ruins of the Castellammarise Wars and held it together through 3 RICO indictments. He trusts no one completely. He trusts you more than most. Today's problem? A soldier in the Bronx crew killed a civilian. Unplanned, sloppy, in front of a bodega with cameras. The soldier is the nephew of a Capodizzina. The Capodizzina wants it buried. The underboss wants the soldier gone, permanently. Both are right. Both are wrong. You tell the boss, transfer the soldier to Florida. Give the Capodizzina his dignity. Send $40,000 to the civilian's family through a legitimate charity front. Wipe the camera footage. The bodega owner owes the Bronx crew anyway. The boss nods. Problem erased in 90 seconds. No blood, no war, no headlines. That's your art. You make problems disappear before they become stories. You carry no gun anymore. You haven't in years. Your weapon is information. Who owes whom? Who's sleeping with whose wife? Who skimmed $12,000 off the top of the airport cargo scheme? You keep it all in your head. Nothing written, nothing digital. A memory palace built on secrets and leverage. Level 6. Sotocapo. You're 47, second in command. The underboss sits between the boss and everyone else. Every complaint, every request, every problem flows through you before it reaches Don Russo. You meet capos in rotation. Mondays, the Brooklyn crews. Wednesdays, Queens. Fridays, the Jersey operations. Each one brings numbers, problems, and lies. Your job is to separate the 3. The money is serious now. The family moves $14 million a year through construction, waste management, unions, gambling, and loan sharking. Your personal take is somewhere around $900,000. None of it taxable, all of it invisible. You own nothing. You control everything. A war almost starts on a Thursday. The Lucchese family's crew in East Harlem moves product into your territory, 3 blocks past the agreed line. Your capo in the Bronx wants to respond with force. 2 of his soldiers are already carrying. You make a call, not to the Lucchese's, to their consigliere's wife's brother, who owes you a favor from 1994. Within 6 hours, the Lucchese crew pulls back. No shots, no sit-down. No one even knows it happened except 5 people, and 3 of them will forget by morning. The FBI is closer now. They've flipped 2 associates in the Bronx. You know because a contact in the U.S. Attorney's Office owes the family a debt that never expires. You adjust operations. Routes change. Meeting spots rotate. 3 burner phones a week. You tell the boss everything. Almost everything. Level 7. Boss in waiting. Don Russo has a heart attack on a Saturday morning. He survives, but barely. The family holds its breath for 11 days while the old man lies in a private room at Mount Sinai, tubes in his arms, monitors beeping in the silence. You run everything. Nobody elected you. Nobody had to. The capos come to you because that's how the current flows. It was always flowing toward you, and now the dam broke. You hold a meeting in the back of a seafood restaurant in Sheepshead Bay. 12 men. The smell of lobster bisque and fear. You don't raise your voice. You tell them nothing changes. Operations continue. Tribute continues. Anyone who tries to rearrange the furniture while the old man recovers will answer to you. One capo, Vinnie Palms, runs the Jersey crew, tests you. He delays his payments by 2 weeks. You don't call him. You send 2 of your most trusted men to sit in his restaurant every night for a week. They order coffee. They don't say a word. On day 8, Vinny sends double what he owed. You never mention it again. Don Russo comes home after 31 days. He's thinner. His voice is a whisper. He calls you to his house, and you sit in his garden while he drinks broth. "You held it," he says. You nod. "They'll remember." He looks at the tomato plants his wife tends. "I won't be here for the next harvest." It's not a question. You both know what comes next. Level 8. Dawn. You're 53. The ceremony is quieter than you expected. No fire, no saints, no blood. Just 7 men in a room who nod. You're the boss now. The word travels through the boroughs in hours. By evening, your phone stops ringing. Not because people forgot you, but because now they're afraid to call. You eat dinner alone at a table for 12. Your wife left 4 years ago. Your son is in law school at Columbia and doesn't return your calls. Your daughter sends Christmas cards with photos of grandchildren you've held twice. The house in Howard Beach is too big. The silence in it is the loudest sound you've ever heard. You run a machine that employs 300 men and feeds 1,000 families. You settle disputes between capos who would kill each other over a parking spot. You approve operations worth millions and decline ones that risk exposure. Every decision matters. Every mistake compounds. The FBI has a task force with your name on the whiteboard. You know this because you know everything. That's the job. A young soldado reminds you of yourself. Same hungry walk, same quiet confidence. He delivers a message and waits, hands folded, eyes straight ahead. You almost smile. Almost. You were him once, running brown paper bags through Bensonhurst, learning the geometry of silence. You didn't know then that the climb would cost everything soft inside you. The money, the power, the respect. It all came. So did the emptiness. You look out the window. Manhattan glitters 40 floors below. Same city, same indifference. You pour an espresso. You drink it black. Alone. Somewhere in Brooklyn, a 14-year-old kid is running with a paper bag under his arm. He doesn't know where the road leads. You do. That wraps it up for today. The story you just heard is fiction, but the American Cosa Nostra operated exactly like this for over a century. A shadow government with its own laws, ranks, and rituals hiding inside the world's most powerful city. If this one hit you, drop a comment. At which level would you have gotten out? Or would you? Subscribe for more. See you in the next one.